this is my channel. If you're new to my channel, I do book reviews, sometimes manga Mondays, sometimes some silent vlogs, so you get a little bit of everything. But today we're going to be doing a book review, and it's going to be on Crude Ambition by Patricia Hunt Holmes. And just as a heads up, this is a Lone Star Literary Life book. If you're new to my channel, Lone Star Literary Life is an amazing organization here in Texas that helps local Texas authors be seen through blog tours and newsletters, their website, and different and social media shout outs. They're a great resource for all things bookish happening in the Texas community. So if you're interested, I'll link my book, I'll link their site below, and also there is a corresponding written book review to this video book review as well, so I'll link that down below. But yeah, so I'm a book blogger for Lone Star Literary Life, and they did pay me to write this review, but all thoughts and feelings are my own. And so yeah, a little bit about our author, Patricia Hunt Holmes. She spent 30 years as a public finance attorney with a large international law firm specializing in nonprofit healthcare finance and rural electric cooperative finance. She is consistently listed in Best Lawyers in America, Texas Super Lawyers, and Top Lawyers in Houston. She was a frequent speaker at national public finance and healthcare conferences. In addition to her legal career, she's also a member and board member of several social service organizations throughout Houston, including the United Way of the Texas Gulf Coast, Women's Initiative, Dress for Success Houston, the University of Houston's Women's Studies program, and the Houston Justice for Our Neighbor. She published her first novel, Searching for Pillar, on April 10th, 2018. And this is her second novel that she has wrote. Alright, so now I'm just going to read the back so we can get more of a synopsis on what the book is about, and then I'll go into my review. So, in the early morning hours after a law firm recruiting party at a beach house on Galveston Island, a female summer intern is found lying on the floor, bruised, bleeding, and unconscious. Something terrible has happened. She is taken to a hospital by the only other woman there, but the next day the intern is gone without a trace. Those involved decide to keep silent about the incident in order to further their own career ambitions. But the two women are haunted by what happened. Time passes. 10 years later, crime and hubris bring the former intern back into the lives of those that hurt her. Only this time, she has the power, and the truth is finally brought to light. From the power centers of Houston law and oil to the fracking fields of South Texas to the Jersey Shore in Washington, D.C., the story chronicles the struggles of two ambitious young women in their quest for legal success and justice. Crude Ambition is definitely an interesting read. I feel like it's a bit of like mystery mixed in with just a really great story. When you're reading this book, you're wondering like what happened to her. Name is Laura, and like the synopsis said, she does end up going to the hospital after a party with the lawyers, and wondering what happened to her and her whole story. And so when I first read this, I thought, I didn't think the story was going to be what it was. It was actually more interesting and really keeps the reader wanting to read more, and like I couldn't put this book down like for an instant. Something about Crude, that's something about that I really like that is written in here, is that it's based in, so this whole book is based in Texas, and something I really liked about it was that they say like real life places. So like there's a point in the book where our other main character, Caroline, she goes to San Antonio, and she talks about the different places and the restaurants that she's going to in San Antonio, and those are real places that are open today. So it was really cool to just see like the author really, I don't know how much the author knows about San Antonio, but she lives in Texas, but she obviously did some research or you know, has come down here. And so I really appreciate that she used real places and real hotels. And I'm sure the same thing because the main character lives in Houston. So I'm sure like the places that she went are real. And now I wonder, because our other character, Laura, she lives in Philadelphia or Washington, I want to say. I wonder if those places are real and that the author took the time to research those. So I really appreciate when an author does that, because they don't have to. They could just make up some place, some restaurant, some hotel. But those little touches are nice, and I'm always like, oh yes, I know that place, and that place has been there forever. And that's a cool hotel, so it's pretty cool just that the author took the time to put in those little details. Also, we learned a lot. As a reader, we learned a lot. If you're not a law major, you will learn a little bit here and there about the lawyer life. I'm not a lawyer major, obviously, but I did take a couple criminal justice classes in college for fun, and so I did have a fun time reading up on like lawyer life and what they do on a daily basis and different terms for different things. So that was pretty cool. It was also, I learned a lot about the different laws in Texas, like the Clean Water Act, and there's a couple of other laws that are talked about in this book. So it was pretty cool to just like learn about that and realize that these are actual real laws that we don't want to lose. So I researched some of this. I researched some of the laws, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. So I also like that, you know, there's real life things that are incorporated into this nonfiction book. There were just times when I thought that I wasn't reading nonfiction, so that's how good the author wrote this book, this story. You really got it, and the reader really gets into it, and it just feels like it's real. It doesn't even feel like a nonfiction anymore. And that I'm sure the author, she's a lawyer in Houston, so I'm sure she used all of her life, her everyday life, to put it in this story. And so yeah, when I first read this book, I thought it would be more mystery based a little bit, but it wasn't too much of that. But it did the book keeps you wanting to read more because there's still not answers until the very end. So like, even though maybe one question is answered, there's still more questions that pop up throughout the story that you're like, I need to know the answer to. So you definitely just keep reading and reading until you realize that it's 3 in the morning and that you need to go to sleep because you need to wake up for work in the morning. But overall, it was a really great read. I do give Crude Ambition a 5 out of 5. Definitely do not want to miss this. I loved it, and it was one of my top books for 2021 so far. It was just really entertaining. It was interesting. You learn a lot, and it just kept you wanting more and wanting to read it till late at night. So definitely a really great one if you just like Texas things and interesting things. So yeah, definitely pick this up. I do recommend. It's a beautiful book, and you won't regret reading it. Well, that's it for my review today. Thank you all for tuning in. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And until next time, happy reading.